Thanks for checking out this overview of Staccato from Artistry Audio. This is your new flexible workstation for synth plucks, leads, sequencers, pads and more. Staccato produces animated arps, big punchy leads and pulse racing plucks. Perfect for dance music, modern cinematic scoring and a whole host of other genres. These dual-layer animated instruments are overflowing with creative potential, using granular synthesis, motion and arpeggios. You can even use the expressive engine to mangle your own samples. Just drag and drop. More on that later. Staccato runs in Native Instruments' free Kontakt Player with full NKS functionality. The engine is an evolution of the technology from some of our previous libraries, especially similar to the base workstation Monolith. So if you're familiar with any of those collections, you should quickly feel right at home with Staccato. For a taste of Staccato at work, make sure you've taken a look at the Instruments in Action video, where you can hear lots of sound examples in context. Staccato makes finding your perfect synth presets super easy, using the comprehensive browser to tag and choose over 200 master presets, then customize by selecting effects and motion presets. Within a few clicks, you can completely transform the sound. Apply animation using macros and sequencing and get unlimited inspiration from the intelligent randomization options, which cleverly mutate almost any aspect of the sound. In this video, I'm going to walk you through some of the most important features of Staccato. This engine really is as complicated or as simple as you want it to be. Maybe you prefer to stick with the main window, using the macros and central knob to adjust the presets, or perhaps you want to really explore the engine, getting into more experimental territory, editing the sound source playback and adjusting motion and arpeggios. Before we dive deep, have a quick listen to some standout sounds, and keep your eye on this central knob, controlled by my hardware mod wheel. This is automating various parameters of 6 macros: filter, EQ, tube compression, modulation, delay and reverb. Let's begin with the basics. I'll start by demoing this reasonably vanilla patch without any motion or sequencing, so you can hear exactly what's happening. This is the main window, and there's lots you can do on just this screen. As you saw, all presets have 6 effects macro controls mapped to the central knob. Just drag the dial to hear the effects as the knob is twisted. As you can see, in the case of this preset, only equalizer, tube compression and delay are being automated. However, click this link icon and we can switch on the 3 other macros for filter, modulation and reverb. These red and green handles determine the global range being sent to the effect. Of course, you can also adjust the strength of each effect separately with their individual faders. You can click on each effect either here or along the bottom here to open up the parameters. For example, with filter, we can choose a preset. All of the 6 macro effects have these kind of presets. Then adjust the parameters so that they're controlled by the macro. Almost any parameter can be assigned to a macro. Just click into this 3-bar icon and then drag the red and green handles in the mini fader and the parameter dials. For a different take, you could switch on the sequencer, which controls the 6 macros alongside overall volume and the A-B mix between the 2 layers. Draw in your own sequencers, adjust sequencer speeds, use presets, or randomization. You can even combine sequencer and central knob control. Let's choose another preset and take a quick look at the mixer window. Most sounds are comprised of 2 layers, cores A and B, mixed between them with this fader. You can see the 2 samples here and here. In this case, a Rhodes organ and a synth like Kyoto. Some basic control can be found: velocity sensitivity, panning, transpose, and volume. You can also adjust the keyboard range of each sound and switch each from mono to polyphonic. To change the sounds themselves, you can quickly swipe through them with the left and right arrows. But that's just the beginning of what you can do with the samples. Let's turn to the presets for a minute, and there are lots of options to get you up and running. Each preset sound consists of 2 cores, A and B. Each of these is assigned a source sound, as you just saw, and also a whole host of effects. Click here to access the main preset browser. In the heading Core Presets, you'll see columns for cores A and B, which will load a new source sound and accompanying effects. You can even filter for style using these drop-downs. Or if you just want to change the sounds and retain each core's effects, head to the Sources menu. On the far right are Master Presets, which will load sounds and effects for both cores. To the left of that, Preset Tags. These tags make it easy to find the style of master presets that you're looking for. For example, you can choose something ambient with a chill vibe. Or something fat and pulsing. You can favorite your preferred sources, core presets, and master presets patches by clicking the star icons, and they'll be remembered even when you close and reopen the instrument. For some quick and dirty randomization, go into the main page and check out these 2 little dice icons. By default, they'll randomize the core preset for cores A and B. You can also set them to randomize source sounds and other page parameters, clicking into the drop-downs here. At any time, if you want to save your own creation to the main preset list, hit this icon. Then you can tag your sound, give it a name, and click Save for it to be added to the list. Let's grab a new master preset. I mentioned randomization briefly, but this is one of the standout features of Staccato. Let's say that you love a particular sound but want to hear a few different iterations. Click the little cog here to open the randomization parameters here and choose your options. You can pick whether your changes will affect sound sources A, B, or both. Click below for more detailed options for randomization filtering via source, motion, and effects. Just click each legend to select that for randomization, then the dice in the center to activate. You can even randomize what you randomize with this dice. Open the Edit, Motion, and ARP windows to see exactly what's changed. There are many other aspects to Staccato that are waiting to be discovered, so many that it would take me a few hours to show you everything in detail, but I'll touch on a couple of the most fun things before leaving you to explore for yourself. Let me just solo Core A so you can hear what's going on. I'll also switch off Motion and ARP just for a second. Open the Edit menu to shape the playback of the source sound. The waveform is shown here with playback loop points and an option to playback in reverse. If you switch to mono playback and then increase glide, you'll get a different type of playing effect. It's really fun to switch to grain mode and experiment with these grain, rate, and sample dials for some more interesting textual movements. Don't forget to shape the sound with the filters just here. Also use the core effects at the bottom here to change the sound. 4 available, either chosen by you with the drop downs or picked via a selection of presets. One important thing to mention is that for both cores A and B, you can simply drag in your own samples to the engine, then manipulate them in the normal way with full parameter adjustments. Combine playback parameters with the motion engine, introducing volume, panning, filter, and pitch automation, all driven by the central step sequence. Or the 4 LFO shapes at the bottom here. Again, you can use presets and randomization with the sequencers and LFO. And don't forget the cores A and B can be set up with totally different programming. Lastly, I want to show off the arpeggio section of Staccato. Many master presets have the arpeggio section switched on, and there are 2 completely independent ARP sections for the 2 cores. You can program your own arpeggios very easily or use the presets. Control here is extensive, with velocity, octave, gating, playback probability, stutter effect, and transposing. Choose preset patterns here, including different scale types for the transposing, or just draw in your sequencers. At the right-hand side of each sequencer is a random button for each individual parameter, or you can choose to randomize more than one aspect of the arpeggio at a time simultaneously by checking the boxes here. So that's staccato in a nutshell. Never-ending pluck, arp, lead, and pad inspiration that's completely customizable and filled to the brim with animated, evolving sounds, perfect for hybrid scoring and all modern electronic genres. We can't wait to hear how you use staccato in your own productions. For more information, video examples, and audio demos, head to artistryaudio.com. And thanks so much for watching.